Mobile, Alabama. I don't know what they put in the water in Mobile, but man, they grew some hell of a ball players out of there. Billy Williams, who you just mentioned. Willie McCovey, Isaac Smith, Amos Otis, Cleon Jones, Tommy Agee, Double Duty Radcliffe. Right. All these guys come out of Mobile, Alabama. And there you are, you're just a kid. And
see, that was my nickname too. I sort of got, I was like, man, what am I going to do? I'm tired of being a kid. But back then, if you started young, you were the youngest guy on your team.
Now, Satchel called you Daffy.
Yeah, he called me Daffy. My name is Dusty. He said, I know your name is Daffy. Come over and get this fish and I was hoping I wasn't looking like Daffy Duck. I don't know why he called me Daffy.
And that was vintage Satchel, because Satchel had a nickname for everybody. He did have a nickname for everybody.
And one thing though, he could tell some stories. So we get in Hank's room. I was like the September call-up, and everything happened in Hank's room. That's just like once I got up, everything was happening in my room, just like when RJ was talking about it. And after that, everything was happening in whoever the stars are.
Yeah.
And so back then, Zach could tell these stories. And he could lie. But she didn't care if I didn't lie, because we were laughing just like we were laughing. Well, we had some fun.
Oh, Satchel was a character.
You know, I gotta admit, one of the downers of the year, I've had my niece die, I had my sister-in-law die. It's been a tough year on that. But one of the toughest things that I saw Willie Mays the night before he died. And I stopped by Willie Mays' house. I was leaving out of San Francisco. And Willie was more concerned about Orlando Cepeda at that time, who was sick as well. And so one of the downers of my year was to see Willie. He wrote out a note, gave Mr. Kendrick the clock that he gave me to give to some desiring young black player in Alabama, in Birmingham, where I played for 3 years barnstorming with Hank Aaron in Birmingham. But I couldn't go to the festivities. I felt like Moses that couldn't go to the promised land because I caught COVID the day I got to Birmingham, and he's looking for everybody looking for me. I'm stuck in a hotel. I'm just glad that my hotel had a balcony in it. But that was one of the greatest moments that I've ever seen.
Well,
thank you very much.
No, and thank you. I mean, to be there with Willie as he was transitioning. And, we were all so hopeful, y'all. And I knew it was going to be a stretch because we knew that he wasn't in great health. But we were all hoping and praying that there would be some miracle that would allow him to get down to Birmingham one more time, to the place that he started patrolling center field as a 17-year-old kid playing with the Birmingham Black Barons. And I told someone then, if I had told you in 1948 that kid would be generally recognized as the greatest Major League Baseball player of all time, I think everybody would have said, Bob, you're smoking something. But that's what he turned out to be. And it was the Negro Leagues that fueled that dream. And the guys that you don't hear about are the guys like Piper Davis and Artie Wilson, who helped Willie Mays. Piper Davis taught him how to hit the curveball. And these things that he absorbed, he was like a sponge as well.
You asked questions back then.
Yes.
Because Hank Aaron used to tell me, boy, you so full of questions. Then I'm like, okay, I ain't asking more damn questions. Then he asked me, how come you ain't asking me no questions anymore? Because see, that's how it was. And see, I remember, baseball is something about passing on to the next generation. And Willie Mays was so concerned about Orlando Cepeda's health that not his own, because he said Orlando Cepeda was his bat boy in Puerto Rico. When Willie played in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So here he is now, they're playing on the same team. Then I end up playing on Orlando Cepeda's team in Puerto Rico. So then somebody else ended up playing with me. Like when I moved to Sacramento, the baddest dude in town was Big Bob Hall. And I don't ever hear his name. You may not know it.
I know, yeah.
And his son, Darren, he went to my baseball school with a whole bunch of Vina and a whole bunch of other guys did. And I thought Darren Oliver was going to be a hitter. And they told me he was pitching. I said, he can't pitch. 20 years later, the big leagues. So if I take, no, I'm kidding.